What if you were frozen in time, only to wake up 1,000 years in the future? What if the snack you loved turned out to be something horrifying? And what if a simple sandwich could give you superpowers? Welcome to the world of Futurama, where the bizarre meets the brilliant, and every episode is an adventure through the unexpected. In today's video, we're diving deep into some of the most iconic episodes of Futurama. Episodes that don't just make us laugh, but also make us think. From time travel mishaps to heart-wrenching stories of love and loss, these episodes capture the essence of what makes Futurama a beloved show for fans across the globe. We're exploring these particular episodes because they represent the unique blend of humor, emotion, and thought-provoking storytelling that Futurama is known for. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, these episodes offer a perfect snapshot of why Futurama remains a timeless classic, even in a universe set 1,000 years in the future. Our main character, Fry, a pizza delivery guy who's just trying to get by in life. He's got that classic everyman vibe, with a mix of laziness and good-heartedness. Then we have Leela, a no-nonsense one-eyed alien who works as a career assignment officer. She's tough, smart, and doesn't take crap from anyone. Next one is Bender, a bending robot with a bad attitude and a love for booze. He's sarcastic, self-centered, and somehow incredibly lovable. And let's not forget Professor Farnsworth, an eccentric super old scientist who's Fry's great-great-great-something grandnephew. He's got more wild inventions than sense. Dr. Zoidberg. Then there's Dr. Zoidberg, a crab-like alien doctor who knows shockingly little about human anatomy. Next one is Amy Wong, a student intern from Mars who's a bit clumsy but well-meaning. Last but not least, a bureaucrat from Jamaica who loves rules and regulations. 1. S1. E1. Space Pilot 3000. Futurama kicks off with Space Pilot 3000, where we meet Fry, a pizza delivery guy whose life is, well, pretty much in the gutter. It's New Year's Eve 1999, and while everyone's out partying, Fry is stuck working. His night goes from bad to worse when he gets sent on a prank pizza delivery to a cryogenics lab. But instead of delivering the pizza, he accidentally falls into a cryogenic pod and is frozen solid for 1,000 years. When Fry wakes up in the year 3000, the world is completely different and way cooler. He finds himself in New York, a city filled with flying cars, robots, and all sorts of strange creatures. As Fry tries to get his bearings, we meet some of the show's key characters. First up is Leela, a no-nonsense one-eyed alien who's assigned to implant a career chip in Fry's hand, which will determine his job for life. But Fry, ever the slacker, isn't too keen on this idea and makes a run for it. During his escape, Fry bumps into Bender, a robot with a bad attitude and a love for alcohol. Bender's supposed to be bending metal for a living, but he's decided he's had enough of that too. The two quickly bond over their shared desire to avoid work, and together they cause all sorts of chaos in the city as they try to avoid getting caught by the authorities. Eventually, Fry, Bender, and Leela end up at Planet Express, a delivery company run by Fry's distant relative, Professor Farnsworth. The professor is a mad scientist type who's a little off his rocker, but he's got a good heart. He offers Fry, Bender, and Leela jobs at Planet Express, and just like that, they become the new delivery crew, ready to take on whatever the future throws at them. This episode is a perfect introduction to the wild world of Futurama, filled with hilarious moments, quirky characters, and just enough heart to make you root for this unlikely trio as they embark on their crazy adventures in the 31st century. The Problem with Poplars. From Fry's futuristic awakening, we shift gears to a new adventure with The Problem with Poplars. In The Problem with Poplars, the Planet Express crew stumbles upon what seems like the culinary jackpot, a delicious, addictive snack that they find on a remote, unexplored planet. It all starts when Fry, Leela, and Bender land on this strange world while looking for food. They're starving, and when they come across these little crunchy nugget-like things that taste amazing, they immediately start chowing down. They bring the snack back to Earth, and before you know it, poplars become the hottest new food sensation. Everyone's hooked. The crew starts selling them by the truckload, making a fortune, and becoming celebrities in the process. Even Bender, who usually couldn't care less about anything that doesn't involve booze or stealing, gets in on the action, loving the fame and fortune that comes with their new snack empire. But then, as things are really taking off, Leela makes a horrifying discovery. During a protest, led by the environmentalist group Mankind for Ethical Animal Treatment, MEAT, she learns that the poplars aren't just some random, tasty food, they're actually the young offspring of an intelligent alien species called the Omicronians. The revelation hits her hard, and she's overwhelmed with guilt for having eaten so many of them. The situation quickly escalates when the Omicronians, led by their ruthless leader Leela, find out what's happened to their young. Furious, they demand justice, or else they'll destroy Earth. Leela, being the moral compass of the group, insists they stop selling poplars immediately and tries to negotiate with the Omicronians. But Leela isn't interested in talking. He wants to eat one human for every poplar consumed. Just when things are looking bleak for humanity, Zap Brannigan, Earth's not-so-bright but overly confident military leader, tries to save the day. Of course his plan is terrible, and it's up to Leela to come up with a real solution. In a tense showdown, Leela offers herself up as the first human to be eaten. But at the last moment, one of the baby Omicronians speaks up, recognizing Leela as the one who cared about their kind. Touched by this, Leela spares her life and agrees to leave Earth in peace. The episode ends with a sigh of relief from everyone on Earth, and a lesson learned about the dangers of blindly consuming without knowing where your food comes from. As always, Futurama delivers the laughs while also slipping in some thought-provoking commentary, making The Problem with Poplars one of the most memorable episodes in the series. Following the Poplars' dilemma, we encounter a more personal crisis in Parasites Lost. In this episode, Fry's terrible eating habits finally catch up with him in the most unexpected way possible. After chowing down on a questionable egg salad sandwich from a gas station bathroom, because, of course, Fry, he ends up with more than just a stomachache. Unbeknownst to him, the sandwich contains parasitic worms that take up residence in his body and begin to overhaul his entire system. At first, Fry has no idea what's happening. He suddenly finds himself feeling smarter, stronger, and healthier than ever before. He's able to perform complex tasks with ease, and even his posture improves. Leela, who usually sees Fry as a bit of a slacker, starts noticing these changes and becomes impressed with this new, improved version of him. Fry, eager to win her over, embraces his newfound abilities, not realizing that the worms are behind everything. The crew at Planet Express eventually figures out that Fry's body is being run by these highly intelligent parasites. They're not just any worms, they're actually making Fry better in every way. But as awesome as this seems on the surface, there's a catch. The worms are essentially controlling him, raising the question, is Fry still Fry, or just a puppet for these superorganisms? Determined to prove his love for Leela without the help of parasites, Fry makes the risky decision to get rid of the worms. He enters his own body, Fantastic Voyage style, with the help of a miniaturized Planet Express crew. What follows is an epic battle inside Fry's intestines, where they try to expel the worms while avoiding becoming worm food themselves. In the end, Fry succeeds in ridding himself of the parasites, but at a cost. He loses all the enhancements they gave him, returning to his normal, less impressive self. In a poignant moment, Fry tries to show Leela that he can still be the man she admired without the worms' help, but it doesn't quite work out as he planned. Leela, while appreciative of the effort, isn't as charmed by the old Fry as she was by the worm-boosted one. Parasites Lost is a classic Futurama episode that balances humor, sci-fi weirdness, and a touch of romance. It explores themes of self-improvement and identity while delivering plenty of laughs along the way. Plus, it's hard to forget the image of the Planet Express crew navigating the dangerous landscape of Fry's insides. Definitely not your average workplace adventure. As we navigate Fry's personal growth, we delve into The Luck of the Fryrish. In The Luck of the Fryrish, Fry embarks on a deeply personal journey that takes him back to his roots in the 20th century, uncovering memories both sweet and bittersweet. The episode kicks off with Fry reminiscing about his life before being frozen. He recalls his lucky 7-leaf clover, an extraordinary find that always seemed to bring him good fortune. But when he decides to track it down in the ruins of old New York, he stumbles upon something that shakes him to his core. Fry discovers that his clover is missing from the hiding place where he left it, and in its place, he finds a statue of a man who looks just like him, only it's not him. The statue commemorates Philip J. Fry, a famous figure who lived a full life and achieved everything Fry could have ever dreamed of, including going to Mars and becoming incredibly successful. To add insult to injury, Fry realizes that this Fry also used his lucky clover, making him believe that his brother Yancey, who was always jealous of him, must have stolen his identity after he was frozen. Fueled by a mix of anger and sadness, Fry becomes obsessed with reclaiming his clover and setting the record straight. He believes Yancey lived the life that was meant for him, taking everything from his name to his good luck. As Fry digs deeper into the past, the story unfolds through flashbacks, showing a sibling rivalry that's all too familiar. Yancey always seemed to want what Fry had, and Fry's jealousy and bitterness start to bubble up as he revisits these old wounds. But in a surprising twist, the episode reveals that Yancey didn't steal Fry's life out of spite. Instead, he named his son Philip J. Fry in honor of his brother, who he missed dearly after Fry's mysterious disappearance. The clover wasn't taken out of envy, but out of love and respect, passed down to the next generation. The realization hits Fry hard, turning his anger into a poignant sense of loss and reconciliation. In the end, Fry leaves the clover on his nephew's grave, coming to terms with the fact that while he lost his old life, his memory lived on through his family. The Luck of the Fryrish is a standout episode of Futurama for its emotional depth, blending the series' trademark humor with a heartfelt story about family, legacy, and the bonds that last even across time. It's a reminder that sometimes the things we cherish most aren't lost. They just find new ways to survive. From personal quests, we travel back in time with Roswell That Ends Well. Fry's accidental time travel lands him in 1947. In Roswell That Ends Well, the Futurama crew finds themselves in one of their most chaotic adventures, thanks to Fry's knack for causing mayhem. What starts as a routine trip to watch a supernova quickly spirals out of control when Fry, in his usual careless fashion, decides to microwave some popcorn. At the exact moment the ship passes through the supernova's radiation, this bizarre combination of events triggers a time travel mishap, hurtling the Planet Express crew back to 1947, Roswell, New Mexico. Crash landing in the middle of the desert, the crew quickly realizes they're in the middle of one of the most famous UFO incidents in history. But instead of just being visitors, they inadvertently become part of the legend. Bender's body is scattered across the desert, mistaken for alien wreckage by the US military. Meanwhile, Dr. Zoidberg is captured and taken to a secret military base for dissection, where he hilariously misunderstands the concept of anatomy, giving the scientists quite the puzzling autopsy. The real trouble begins when Fry, in his bumbling way, meets his own grandfather, Enos, a naive and overly patriotic young soldier stationed at Roswell. Despite being warned by the professor not to interact with anyone, Fry decides to protect Enos from danger, fearing that if anything happens to him, Fry himself might cease to exist. However, his attempts to save Enos only lead to a series of unfortunate accidents, each more dangerous than the last. In a twist that perfectly captures Futurama's blend of humor and dark comedy, Fry inadvertently causes his grandfather's demise while trying to keep him safe. This shocking turn of events leads Fry to a horrifying realization. If his grandfather is dead, how is he still alive? The answer comes in the form of an even more disturbing twist. Fry ends up sleeping with his grandmother, inadvertently becoming his own grandfather in one of the most memorable and absurd plot points in the show's history. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew works to repair the ship and retrieve Bender's scattered parts, all while dodging the increasingly suspicious military. The episode reaches its climax as they stage a daring rescue of Zoidberg and Bender's remains, with the professor hastily cobbling together a plan to harness the power of the atomic bomb to jumpstart their return to the future. Roswell That Ends Well is a perfect example of Futurama at its best, blending sharp wit, clever sci-fi concepts, and a healthy dose of absurdity. The episode is packed with historical references, clever gags, and one of the most bizarre time travel paradoxes ever seen on television. It's no wonder this episode remains a fan favorite, standing out as one of the most inventive and hilarious adventures in the series. Next, we face one of the most touching episodes in the series, Jurassic Bark. In the Jurassic Bark, Fry stumbles upon a poignant piece of his past in the most unexpected of places. While perusing an old fossil exhibit at the Museum of Natural History, he is shocked to discover the fossilized remains of his beloved pet dog, Seymour. This find triggers a flood of memories for Fry, who remembers Seymour as his faithful companion from his life before he was frozen. The professor, always eager to show off his latest inventions, reveals that he can clone Seymour using the fossilized remains. This news brings Fry immense joy and hope as he envisions being reunited with his old friend. The episode takes a heartwarming turn as Fry eagerly anticipates the moment he can bring Seymour back to life, and his excitement is infectious. The narrative takes a more emotional twist as we delve into Fry's memories of Seymour. We see flashbacks of their time together in the 20th century, highlighting Seymour's unwavering loyalty and the deep bond they shared. These scenes are both touching and bittersweet, emphasizing the depth of Fry's feelings for his pet. As the cloning process unfolds, the crew eagerly prepares for the grand moment of Seymour's revival. However, a heartbreaking revelation comes to light. Seymour was already an elderly dog by the time Fry was frozen, and the cloning process will only recreate a copy of Seymour as he was when he died, leaving the original Seymour's fate unresolved. The climax of the episode delivers a powerful emotional punch. The scene cuts to a touching flashback, showing Seymour waiting for Fry outside Panucci's Pizza, hoping for his return long after Fry was frozen. Seymour's unyielding loyalty is evident as he continues to wait, ultimately passing away alone. This final revelation is both gut-wrenching and beautiful, showcasing Seymour's enduring love and Fry's deep sense of loss. In the end, Fry decides to forego the cloning process, realizing that the Seymour he loved is forever gone. Instead, he chooses to honor his pet's memory by keeping the fossil as a tribute to their time together. The episode closes on a poignant note, underscoring the themes of love, loss, and the passage of time, while also leaving fans with a heartfelt reminder of the enduring bond between pets and their owners. Jurassic Bark stands out as one of Futurama's most emotionally charged episodes, blending humor with a profound exploration of friendship and loss. It's a reminder of how even the most fantastical shows can touch the deepest parts of our hearts. Following the emotional roller coaster of Jurassic Bark, we enter the surreal world of The Sting. In The Sting, the Planet Express crew embarks on a mission that hits close to home. The crew is sent to deliver a package to a distant planet, but the mission takes a tragic turn that echoes a past disaster. The same mission that caused the deaths of the previous Planet Express crew now puts the current team in peril, leading to a tense and emotionally charged storyline. Leela, one of the crew members, becomes the central focus of the episode's emotional arc. After a series of events that mirror the catastrophe that claimed the lives of the previous crew, Leela is left reeling from the apparent death of Fry. The episode delves deep into Leela's grief and her struggle to come to terms with Fry's loss. Her sorrow is palpable, and the episode captures the raw, heart-wrenching impact of losing someone dear. As the story progresses, Leela's grief takes on a surreal dimension. She experiences vivid hallucinations and dreams where Fry appears to her, offering cryptic messages and attempting to comfort her. These dream sequences blend humor with poignant moments, reflecting the complexity of Leela's emotions and the depth of her connection with Fry. The narrative explores themes of love, loss, and the impact of grief on the human psyche. Leela's journey through mourning is portrayed with sensitivity and depth, highlighting the emotional toll of losing a loved one. The episode skillfully balances its comedic elements with moments of genuine heartache, creating a compelling and multi-dimensional story. As the plot unfolds, it becomes clear that the apparent death of Fry is not what it seems. The episode reveals that Fry's death was part of a larger misunderstanding, and he is ultimately found alive. This revelation brings relief to Leela and the audience, providing a bittersweet resolution to the emotional turmoil experienced throughout the episode. The Sting stands out as a powerful exploration of grief and the strength of emotional bonds. It showcases the show's ability to blend humor with deep, meaningful storytelling, making it a memorable and impactful episode in the Futurama series. As we recover from the sting of loss, the late Philip J. Fry takes us on an unintended journey far into the future. In the Futurama episode, The Late Philip J. Fry, Fry's simple plan to travel just 1 minute into the future takes a wild turn into an epic journey through time. The episode kicks off with Fry eagerly agreeing to test Professor Farnsworth's new time machine. His goal is to travel a mere 60 seconds ahead, just enough to kill time before his big date with Leela. However, as is often the case with Futurama, things don't go as planned. The time machine's controls are a bit more complicated than anticipated, and instead of jumping forward by a minute, Fry, Farnsworth, and Bender are catapulted far into the future, so far that they lose all hope of ever returning to their own time. What follows is a fascinating and often humorous exploration of the distant future. The trio witnesses the gradual evolution of civilization as they journey through billions of years of time. They see the universe's collapse and rebirth, and witness the rise and fall of various forms of life. Each stop along the way offers a mix of absurdity and insight, as they encounter futuristic creatures, advanced technology, and a series of bizarre and hilarious scenarios. The episode delves into themes of time, destiny, and the inevitability of change. As Fry and his friends move through the eons, they confront the idea of their own existence in a universe that continues to evolve long after they're gone. The time travel element allows for creative storytelling, presenting a unique blend of humor and philosophical reflection. Eventually, Fry and the crew find themselves in a future where they're able to reverse their journey, bringing them back to their original time. However, the resolution comes with a poignant twist. Despite all the time travel and adventures, Fry's big date with Leela is ultimately missed. The episode ends on a bittersweet note, highlighting the unpredictability of life and the importance of cherishing the present moment. The Late Philip J. Fry is celebrated for its inventive narrative, emotional depth, and the way it encapsulates Futurama's blend of comedy and thought-provoking storytelling. It's a standout episode that showcases the series' ability to handle complex themes with humor and heart. From the future, we move to Law and Oracle, where Fry decides to reinvent himself as a police officer. In Futurama's Law and Oracle, Fry faces the realization that his life has become stagnant. After some soul-searching, he decides to quit his uninspiring job at Planet Express, feeling stuck in a rut. This decision sets off a series of comedic and insightful events as Fry tries to find new purpose in his life. Determined to make a change, Fry enrolls in the police academy. It's a big shift from his previous role, and he dives headfirst into the world of law enforcement. The academy introduces him to a range of quirky characters, from fellow recruits to over-the-top instructors. The training is portrayed with the typical Futurama flair. Think zany drills, outrageous scenarios, and Fry's unique, often hilarious approach to learning. Throughout his time at the academy, Fry struggles to keep up with the rigorous demands of police training. His unconventional methods and bumbling antics contrast sharply with the disciplined and sometimes rigid world of law enforcement. Despite the comedic mishaps, Fry's earnestness and determination shine through, making his journey both entertaining and endearing. The episode explores themes of career dissatisfaction and the quest for personal fulfillment. Fry's decision to pursue a new path highlights his desire for change and improvement, reflecting a universal struggle many face when feeling trapped in their careers. His adventures in the police academy also offer a satirical look at how society views and prepares its law enforcers. In the end, Fry's experience at the academy doesn't lead him to a career in policing, but it does provide him with a new perspective and a deeper understanding of himself. The episode wraps up with Fry returning to his old job, but with renewed confidence and a more positive outlook on his life and career. Law and Oracle combines humor with thoughtful commentary on personal growth and job satisfaction, showcasing Futurama's knack for blending comedy with meaningful exploration of real-world issues. With Fry's new role behind us, we confront the consequences of tampering with time in Meanwhile. In Meanwhile, Professor Farnsworth unveils his latest invention, a button that can rewind time by 10 seconds. What seems like a harmless gadget soon becomes a major source of chaos, leading to a cascade of hilarious and dramatic consequences. The episode kicks off with Farnsworth's announcement of his new invention to the Planet Express crew. The button is designed to let users undo small mistakes by rewinding time, a concept that fascinates Fry, Leela, and the rest of the crew. They immediately begin testing its limits and exploring its potential for fixing everyday blunders. Fry and Leela, in particular, are excited about the button's possibilities. They envision using it to correct minor errors, but their experimentation quickly spirals out of control. Each press of the button starts creating a loop of events, where every action and decision is repeated and altered, causing a series of increasingly absurd and unpredictable situations. As the episode progresses, the crew's attempts to manage the time loops become more frantic. Each time they rewind, they inadvertently change the course of events in unexpected ways. The once simple button becomes a source of escalating confusion and chaos, revealing the complexity and potential dangers of tampering with time. Amid the comedic turmoil, Meanwhile also explores deeper themes of choice and consequence. The crew's repeated attempts to correct their mistakes highlight the idea that even small actions can have significant repercussions. The episode poignantly touches on the nature of time and the idea that some moments are better left unchanged. In the climax, the consequences of their actions culminate in a dramatic twist. The crew faces a critical situation where they must make a choice that will impact their future. The resolution of the episode brings a mix of humor and heartfelt moments as the crew reflects on their experiences and the lessons learned from their time-traveling escapades. Meanwhile, stands out for its inventive use of time travel mechanics and its exploration of how even the smallest decisions can ripple through time. The episode is a quintessential Futurama blend of science fiction, comedy, and emotional depth, making it a memorable entry in the series. Following the time-bending chaos of Meanwhile, we investigate cosmic questions in All the Way Down. In All the Way Down, the Planet Express crew embarks on a mind-bending adventure to determine if their universe is in fact a simulation. This episode, blending science fiction with philosophical inquiry, dives into some deep and entertaining territory. The episode begins with Professor Farnsworth presenting a new theory. The entire universe might be a computer simulation. His announcement piques the curiosity of Fry, Leela, Bender, and the rest of the crew, who are intrigued by the idea that their reality could be artificial. To investigate this theory, the crew starts exploring various scientific and metaphysical avenues. They embark on a series of experiments and journeys that take them through some outlandish and imaginative scenarios. Their quest to uncover the truth involves encountering bizarre phenomena and meeting quirky characters, all while grappling with the fundamental question of their existence. As the crew delves deeper, they encounter a series of comedic and surreal situations that test their understanding of reality. Their exploration leads them to discover that the simulation theory might be more complex than they initially thought. The episode cleverly uses humor and satire to address profound questions about the nature of existence and the possibility that life as they know it could be an elaborate illusion. Throughout the episode, the crew's interactions are filled with witty dialogue and clever observations, capturing the essence of Futurama's unique blend of humor and intellectual curiosity. The characters' responses to the simulation theory reveal their distinct personalities and add a layer of depth to the episode. In the climax, the crew confronts the possibility that their universe is just one level of a larger simulation, leaving them, and the viewers, pondering the true nature of their reality. The resolution provides a mix of comedic closure and thought-provoking reflections, staying true to Futurama's tradition of blending humor with insightful commentary. All the Way Down stands out for its imaginative approach to exploring existential questions and its ability to balance philosophical inquiry with humor. It's a prime example of how Futurama uses science fiction concepts to entertain while provoking thought, making it a memorable and engaging episode in the series. Finally, we conclude with Planet Espresso, where Hermes inherits a coffee farm in Jamaica that holds the ruins of an ancient spaceship. In Planet Espresso, Hermes Conrad's life takes an unexpected turn when he inherits a coffee farm in Jamaica. This episode combines adventure, humor, and a touch of history in a way that only Futurama can. The episode kicks off with Hermes receiving an unexpected inheritance, a Jamaican coffee farm left to him by a distant relative. Eager for a change of pace, Hermes heads to the tropical island, leaving behind the bustling chaos of Planet Express for a taste of the serene Jamaican lifestyle. The idyllic setting contrasts sharply with his usual work environment, promising a relaxing escape. Upon arriving at the farm, Hermes is initially charmed by its picturesque beauty and the prospect of running his own coffee business. However, his excitement soon turns to curiosity when he stumbles upon some unusual ruins on the property. These ruins aren't just any old artifacts, they turn out to be the remnants of an ancient spaceship. As Hermes investigates further, he discovers that the spaceship holds significant historical value, hinting at a long-forgotten connection to the wider universe. The farm's rich history and its mysterious connection to extraterrestrial technology add an adventurous twist to Hermes' otherwise tranquil life. The episode cleverly mixes Futurama's signature humor with an intriguing plot. Hermes' attempts to manage the coffee farm while unraveling the secrets of the spaceship lead to a series of comedic situations. His interactions with the locals, the quirks of farm life, and the eccentricities of the spaceship all contribute to the episode's charm. Throughout Planet Espresso, the show explores themes of heritage, discovery, and the blending of the ordinary with the extraordinary. Hermes' journey is both humorous and enlightening, offering a fresh perspective on his character and adding depth to his backstory. In the end, the episode wraps up with a satisfying blend of resolution and continuation of the broader Futurama narrative. The ruins of the spaceship lead to new discoveries and set the stage for future adventures. Planet Espresso stands out as a delightful episode that combines Futurama's trademark wit with a compelling storyline and a touch of interstellar mystery. Futurama isn't just a show about the future, it's a show that touches on timeless themes like friendship, love, and the human condition, all wrapped up in a package of witty humor and sci-fi wonder. From the emotional depths of Jurassic Park to the mind-bending adventures in The Late Philip J. Fry, these episodes remind us why Futurama holds a special place in our hearts. So, if you haven't watched these episodes in a while, or ever, now's the perfect time to dive back into the world of Futurama. Relive the laughs, the tears, and the mind-blowing twists. And don't forget to share your favorite moments with us in the comments below. Which episode made you laugh the hardest? Which one hit you right in the feels? Let's keep the conversation going.